Oh, don't you hate affirmative action quotas that exist?
See, it's a really artificial way of forcing a workplace to be diverse rather than employing the best candidate for the job. No matter how communist you are, you'll agree that we should always hire the best candidate for the job, and we should be critical of any system that biases against this equalist ideal. Wait. Any system? Oh, I guess you'd have to include the patriarchy in that. Don't close the video just because I said patriarchy. You can thumb it down or whatever, but just come back. Whatever you call it, we have collective subconscious biases in how we perceive people based on gender and ethnicity and whatever. And this affects the opportunities they get in employment, education, and participation. Many studies involving anonymous and pseudonymous job applications show this.
Citation, citation, citation.
You, my straw friend, might like to think of oppression as a thing of the past, but I have an argument against that called "you're wrong." If you've seen me talking in front of green before, you'll know that this is nearly all that I go on about. Biases that keep us unequal still stand, whether or not they're on constitutional paper. They're subconscious. I call them echoes. If you need further citations for that, quit polishing your sword collection and go torture some people, for fuck's sake. These established biases force a totally unfair demographic distribution, not really best candidate for the job. And we could do with a setup that works against that. A setup like monitoring, hiring demographics, and eventually working to eliminate these biases, primarily in areas that strongly affect the treatment and perception of different groups, like political representatives or discussion panels. We could call it affirmative action. And hey, if you have a less white and male workforce, you don't have to pay them as much. So yeah, if you hate systems that offer unequal opportunities, hate the long embedded source kind first, and cut the reactive corrective kind a bit of slack. I concede that affirmative action concepts aren't really pretty, but they're better than prohibitive inaction, and they were conceived for the very pursuit you're arguing for. Sorry, who are you again? By the way, if you're arguing that certain groups of people are categorically more suited for certain roles, I'm not deconstructing that argument here. I'll let you do that yourself. There's also the Google douche take that we should approach all of this for individuals rather than groups. That's a good ideal. Google douche meant well with what he said, he just couldn't help being a fuckhead. If a fair employment system happens to result in skewed demographic correlations, no problemo. Call me when we've got that fair employment system. Conclusion. Every time you would criticize diversity quotas, and they're rarely hard quotas, they're mostly just initiatives. Well, go ahead, but first criticize the insidious long-standing quota of white male dominance in most industries that all of this was poised to remedy. Affirmative action does seem like a bad idea until you think.